school district has Moodle as a part of our resource list. So when I go to our homepage, our school homepage, which is carter.kyschools.us, I arrow down and I go to Moodle and I open it up. And once I open it up, I'm already signed in, as you can see up here in the right hand corner. Usually it's going to have for your username and password right here on the left hand side. And once you get signed in, then you can click on your school or your course category. And we want to scroll all the way down to the bottom to add a new course. And click. Once this page opens up, this is where you're going to edit your course settings and pick a name for your course and prepare it so that everything that you do once you get these course settings fixed all reflect back to this course setting. By the way, students, where it's provided through our district, all of the students in our district have a username and password to use the computer. Their username and password is what they use to get into Moodle itself, and then they can find your course and become a part of it. The category, we're going to leave East Carter Middle because that's the school that I work at, and it's just got a list of all the things you saw on the front. Notice that the category, which I don't think there's an option of picking anything else but an actual category, but if it has a red asterisk beside it, that means it's a required field. If it doesn't have an asterisk beside it, then you choose whether you want to leave it blank or not. If you're not sure what those labels mean, each one of them has a question mark at the end that you can click on, and it's going to open up some information in a new window that's going to allow you to understand what that label means and pick the best choice. The full name of the course, that's just what you want your class or course to be called, and I'm going to make one for my 8th math study skills. And the short name is going to be 8 MA skills. Course ID number is not required, so I'm going to leave that blank. Summary, if you want to type a little sentence just kind of giving a description of what your class is, you can, but that's optional. For math study skills, I may say something to the effect of, this class will help students with basic math skills. The format, there are several different choices, and if you're not sure which one you want, you can click on the question mark, and it's going to open up all of the descriptions of the formats, and then you can pick the one you like the best. Set up. Number of weeks / topics, that's how many weeks you want to be able to show at the same time. Maybe the first 4 weeks, 1 unit at a time. So I'm going to change my number of weeks to 4. Course start date, we're going to leave it December 11th, 2009. And your hidden sections, that just in collapsed form, or you can make them invisible completely. We're going to leave them in collapsed form. News items to show, that's going to allow up to 5. If you pick 0, it's going to eliminate the news items box altogether. Show gradebook to... The next one is show activity reports. You can show activity reports, but if you choose yes, all that's going to do is it's going to make it accessible to students. If you leave it as a no, it's not accessible to students, but you as the teacher are still able to see them. So we're going to leave that one as a no. Maximum upload size, you can change the amount of stuff or the size of files you can put on your website. Is this a meta course? That just means like a child course with a parent course. If you've already got one and this is like a spin-off of that, I guess you would say, all of those students can be enrolled. This is just a standalone course, so we'll leave it a no. Enrollment plugins, You can leave it at the site default, or you can just do an internal enrollment. We're going to leave it as site defaults. Default role will be the student. When they sign in, they'll be considered the student. Is the course enrollable? Yes. If you want to, you can change it to a date range. You can leave it on yes, and you can change it from a date range. You can either disable it, and that way you can change where it's only, December 10th was the only day that you could enroll in this course. Or you can leave it alone and let it be to where they can enroll anytime that they choose. Group modes. If you choose to have groups, it's going to separate your classes into different pieces or parts. If you choose no group, it's just going to continue to function as one large community, which is what I choose to do with my classes, so I'm going to leave it as no group. Availability. If you arrow down on here, you can make this class not available to students or available. Of course, we want it to be available. And enrollment key. This is really important. If you want anybody to be able to get into your class, you're going to leave it alone. You're not going to give it a key. But if you just don't want anybody that has a password to the Moodle through like our district to be on there, then I'm going to give it a key that I would share only with my students, and then they could log in. The first time they log in, they would have to use the enrollment key. They wouldn't have to use it anymore after that. I'm going to make my enrollment key I love math. Guest access. You can't allow guests without the key. You can allow them who have a key, or you just can keep them out altogether. I'm going to keep them out altogether. However, if you choose to let guests in, keep in mind they are not able to access the discussion board. They can't add anything to the Moodle page itself. So they really can't do a lot except go in and view what's already there. Go down to role renaming. These are just roles that each person within this Moodle system is given. For example, the teacher is called the teacher. If you don't like the name teacher for a teacher and you want to be called an instructor, you could write the word instructor beside of teacher and it's going to change it from teacher to instructor. So that's your preference. Around my area, teacher and student are very much appropriate, so I'm going to leave those alone. You hit save changes. And the teacher, and it has the name, and I'm the only teacher here. And it also says that we can do anything within a course, including changing the activities and grading students. There are 3 other roles. The non-editing teacher. They can teach and grade, but they can't alter activities. Students, they have fewer privileges. They can really just view things, get their assignments, and add to the discussion board. And guests, they have minimal privileges, and usually they cannot add to a discussion board. Now that you've done that, you have created your class. You can go back up here at any time you want to go somewhere else in Moodle. Like we want to go to 8 math skills. If you click on it and give your computer a minute, if it's slow like mine, and it will pull up the 4 weeks we added to our class, and we're ready to start editing on our class.